everyone. Welcome to our session on 2020 trends in financial services marketing. I'm Jackie Mattia, Director of Strategy here at Movable Ink, and I'll be co-presenting today's session with Elle Cross, our Associate Director of Strategy. Elle and I both lead strategy for Movable Ink's financial services clients, and we both joined Movable Ink from marketing roles at a consumer bank. So you're in good company today with two fellow financial services marketers. We'll start off today's session with a quick industry update where we'll look at a few of the macro trends that are impacting the financial services world. I should note that what we'll talk about primarily today is the credit card and banking industry. We'll then look at some of the shifts that are taking place in consumer spend and behavior and some of the new rewards, offers, and benefit structures that have been launched as a reaction to those shifts. We'll then look at some trends in payments and how you can drive mobile and digital usage. Starting off with a quick industry update. As of September, the US unemployment rate was at about 7.9%. Back in April, if you remember, the rate was closer to 14%, so this is much improved, but people still overall have lower incomes than they did pre-COVID, with many businesses working at decreased capacity and having fewer customers. There are just less shifts and less hours for hourly workers, and across the board, there are fewer bonus opportunities to supplement income. This is also compounded by the fact that some of those government financial aid programs that were implemented earlier this year have also ended. Reports that were released earlier this year show that overall personal income has decreased by just over 4% on average, and disposable personal income has decreased by nearly 5%. So as a result of people having less, they're spending less, which has resulted in a decrease in credit card debt. People are carrying lower average balances on their credit cards. People's concern that there could be a potential resurgence has also contributed to less spending. So US consumers saw the examples of countries that were affected early on by the pandemic, like Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore, which all had to either shut down again or implement new guidelines after reopening because of cases ticking back up. And they're now seeing similar patterns in some European countries. So US consumers overall are pretty worried about losing their jobs or having their income reduced even further if there were to be a resurgence. And that confidence in the economy just hasn't restored yet. So we're seeing increases in savings rates, but decreases in spending rates as a result. The staggered reopening of states is also having a major effect on businesses and consumers. So certain states have been hit more heavily than others in terms of unemployment and an income decrease. And in those areas, there's less to spend and fewer places to spend. Branch activity is also being impacted by this. So some regions have fully operational branches where others are still limiting visits to drive-throughs or appointment only. And then lastly, businesses and consumers are still adjusting to the post-COVID normal. Given the uncertainty of what will happen this year, businesses are working to create safe antivirus environments at physical locations while also investing in their digital technology. So we'll look at some of the ways that the financial services world and marketing has adjusted as a result of these. All of these forces have resulted in seismic shifts in consumer spend and behavior. Consumer research that was done towards the end of Q3 has told us that digital purchases really are the new norm. Nearly 68% of consumers still aren't engaging in normal out-of-home activities, and a lot of consumers have said that they really need to see more indicators than just their local reopening mandates and see how the virus rates play out before they resume these normal out-of-home activities. So with that, we're also seeing anywhere from a 15 to 35% growth in consumers who make most of their purchases online across segments as compared to pre-COVID. Consumers who are purchasing continue to be focused on essentials and what we would call home body purchases. Consumer spending on essential goods has remained pretty consistent or increased across certain categories as compared to what it was pre-COVID. And spending on discretionary purchases such as travel and certain retail items is still only at about 20 to 40% of what it was pre-COVID. Consumers' use of grocery and food delivery is up by about 23% as compared to pre-COVID, And their spending on digital entertainment like streaming video has increased by a notable 34% in the first half of this year as compared to the same period last year. McKinsey conducted some great consumer sentiment research that showed that a large number of customers also intend to continue these sort of home body purchases and newly adopted home body behaviors post-COVID. So this chart that you'll see up here shows various types of delivery and online shopping activities that have been popular with consumers in recent months. Over here on the left vertical axis, you can see the percentage of user growth for each type of activity. And then down here on the bottom horizontal axis, you can see the percentage of users who intend to keep doing that activity post-COVID. Up here on the left, you can see that restaurant and curbside pickup, as well as restaurant delivery, grocery delivery, and meal kit delivery have all seen an upwards of 50% user growth, and over 40% of consumers intend to continue doing these types of activities after COVID-19. Over here on the right, you can see that 50% of consumers have started using new deal finding plugins, and over 80% of them intend to continue using them after COVID. Here we can see the same view, but for online entertainment, fitness, and wellness activities. So we can see that there's been a huge increase over on the left top in the number of telemedicine users, both people using telemedicine for physical and for mental health. And then here in the center, you can see that there's also been a huge increase in the adoption of digital exercise machines and online fitness platforms. About 70% of people, myself included, say that they're going to continue using these digital exercise machines and online fitness platforms after COVID. There's also been some really decent upticks in online streaming, as mentioned, and in the use of wellness apps, as well as at-home cooking. And about 70% of people intend to keep on doing these activities for the long haul. As a response to these shifts in spend behavior, financial institutions have implemented some pretty major changes to their rewards, offers, and benefit models. So to align with consumer spending on essentials and their increased deal seeking for essentials purchases, FinServ have forged new partnerships with grocery and food delivery platforms. They've also shifted rewards categories from travel and in-person dining to offering rewards on groceries, food delivery, and telco. Travel and co-branded credit cards now more and more allow customers to earn and redeem miles for other types of purchases. And travel-related messaging overall across credit card and bank marketing has really sort of been removed or soft in most marketing messages. And institutions have either launched new cashback deals programs or they've amplified their existing programs more and more. To support the increased use in online entertainment and wellness, new partnerships have also been formed with streaming services, online fitness brands, and mental health programs. So some FinServ have gone as far as to offer complimentary memberships in 2020 to these platforms. And we see this most often happening for cardholders who maybe have a card that has an annual fee. So offering that free subscription is a really nice way to offset that annual fee and retain the customer. We've seen FinServ also offer statement credits for paying monthly subscriptions and membership fees with some of these platforms when they use their card. And we're seeing that more and more marketing messages have adjusted their tone to really focus on making the most of your card to support your health and well-being. In terms of adjusting to digital purchases as the new norm, we've seen strengthening of partnerships between FinServ and online marketplaces, as well as e-commerce focused retailers. Some companies have started also bolstering their pay with points and their POS lending processes at online checkout. We've also seen more promotion of digital and mobile wallets, which Elle will talk a bit about more in a few. And then we've also seen an increase in special offers for purchases specifically made online. And marketing really has changed to focus around this message of helping customers get what they need from home. So with that, we wanted to show you a couple ways that you can put some of these strategic shifts to practice in email and in mobile using Movable Ink. So we'll start out with a message that really focuses on essentials, delivery, and helping customers make in-home purchases. So what you see here, this is a newsletter style email that might go out to customers monthly. And the purpose of this email is really to let our customer, Monica, know how she can make the most of her card this month. And we specifically mean this month. It's subtle, but it's important to let customers know that you're showing them how they can see value from their card right now, even while some benefits that they have that they used to engage with, like travel or dining benefits, are out of reach. Below that, we can start off by showing Monica her real-time rewards points balance and letting her know that she's still earning rewards on her purchases, even if she isn't making purchases on some of those typical rewards earning categories like travel and dining. And we can also curate redemption options, reward redemption options that are relevant to that homebody and work from home lifestyle that many of us are in. So in this use case, we show her a pair of headphones, which are redeemable for her current points balance. So a piece of merchandise that is fully usable while she might be working from home or maybe doing some online video streaming or online gaming. Maybe recently you shifted to offering customers accelerators on delivery and at-home dining purchases. So it's really important to show customer the value of these offers. They're a new type of offer. It's a new type of accelerator category. So it's key that we show customers how they're earning points from those purchases and create a level of transparency and also educate them on this new benefit. So up here, we can show Monica a reminder that she can earn 10x points on delivery and dining purchases through December, and that she's already earned 1,400 points, 1,400 of the 2,500 point maximum that she has to earn on this offer. So we can do that using Movable Ink's data visualization capabilities. Below that, using Movable Ink's ability to integrate with third-party APIs, we've gone ahead and we've tapped into the API of a delivery partner to show Monica restaurants in her area that are offering delivery, where she can use her card to keep earning rewards. And then finally, it's pretty important right now to show customers that we're also vested in their financial well-being and making the most of their card. So we can use MI's web crop functionality to crop in helpful tips, articles, and perspectives from the financial institution's website and bring those into email in an automated way. The second example that we wanted to show you is around how you can offer customers savings and cashback offers that are relevant to them now and are in line with these larger purchase trends that we're seeing. So we start off by showing the hero announcing that these offers can either be used online or in the customer's area for in-person purchases. Below that, using Movable Ink's ability to integrate with proprietary or third-party merchant offers platforms, we can pull in real-time offers that are available to the customer. We can also filter and prioritize offers that are from merchants who have a strong e-commerce presence, such as our fictional e-commerce brand Couture. And we can also filter out offers from certain categories like hotels or travel. And we can do this in a really automated way. The beauty of this is that as reopening patterns change and as consumer spend changes in the coming year, you don't need to rework the full creative. We can simply update that business logic in the MI platform to remove that filter and to allow customers to once again see travel-related offers or offers from other categories that you might be muting right now. Below that, we can also show the customer that if they do want to say buy online and pick up curbside, or maybe via a quick serve drive-through, or maybe pick up in store, we can also show them a map of locations for these merchants nearby. And then finally, to remind the customer of the value that they're getting from their cashback offers, we can show them their real-time earnings this month and their earnings year to date on these offers. So these are just a couple examples of how you might encourage customers to still keep your card top of wallet as they focus on essential and online purchases and as they try to save more money. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Elle to take you through some trends that we're seeing in the payment space and how you can drive mobile and digital usage.
Thanks, Jackie. As Jackie mentioned earlier, my name is Elle Cross, and I'm also on the strategy team at Movable Ink. I'm excited to be with you all today, and I'm going to dive right in. So to start, Jackie did talk about the fact that consumer spending is down and we're starting to see things come back up, but also interestingly, consumer debt is down. So for the first time in decades, we're seeing lower credit card debt in the second half of the year. This is something that may shift as things continue to progress with unemployment and government funding changes, but ultimately right now we are seeing lower debt. There are still a lot of people who need debt protection and programs on how to pay down what they have, so we're going to talk a little bit about that education and what we're seeing in the market. We also did want to talk about contactless. So over 50% of Americans are now using some sort of contactless payment. Contactless is not new, but it has been something that's been a little bit slower in the American market for consumers to pick up. And with the onset of COVID, we're starting to see more and more customers doing that. And as has been with us for a longer time, people are thrusted towards this digital behavior. The big thing for all of these is that educating customers is key. So payment programs, again, there's almost every institution provided some sort of payment relief program for anybody impacted by COVID-19, and they're continuing to do so. Education on this is really important to make sure customers know what's available before they go into default so they can take action. It's best for the institution as well as the loyalty and continued relationship with the customer. So we're starting to see a lot of that in emails, as well as what happens after that program and how do you continue to speak to them. The other thing is mobile wallets. So again, people are moving towards contactless, but just because they're using it doesn't mean you're getting the spend. So there's the battle of the top of wallet card, and how do you make sure customers know what's available to them and how they can get your card to be the top one. So let's dive into some examples here. Again, as I mentioned with payment programs, it's not just getting them into the program, but how do you talk to them after the fact? In this example, we do have some language at the top of the email about the value of the product that they have with you. So you want to make sure that customers are really clear on what they're getting out of whatever it is they have with you. This might be different for somebody who just ended a program versus somebody who's been a loyal customer whose spending is the same. And you're really taking this real estate to give a personalized message to the customer and make sure that they feel loved by you and that you're happy to have them as a consumer. The other email that I want to show you is really about that digital wallet and that contactless transaction. So once you get them in the card, you want to make sure that you're talking to them based on who they are. So we've got first name personalization here, but then we also have device detection. So we're talking to the wallet that they would have based on the device they have. And then at the bottom, we're actually bringing in brands that we know they shop at who take contactless. So this is something that, again, another consumer would have different points at the bottom, letting them know that they can shop at their favorite places and use contactless and not have to have that person-to-person interaction. The next topic I want to cover with you today is driving digital and mobile usage. So not surprisingly, just like contactless, app usage is up. The top 4 banks are reporting 72% digital usage, which is incredible, over 63% in 2019. And then we're also seeing that it's not just current customers using your app, but new customers are using it to even get onto your program. So 31% of new accounts were done through digital channels compared to 22% in 2019. Huge year-over-year lifts in terms of shifts through digital. This isn't something you would see in a normal year. And what we're seeing is that while consumers are moving, personalization is really important. So as you're getting them across multiple channels, you want to make sure they're feeling the same brand feel across those. Have that omni-channel feel. Make sure that you're talking to them in the app, on web. Maybe if they call in that they're getting that same experience. You really want them to have that threaded thing. They don't think of it as one bank on their app, one in email. You want to have a consistent feel. You want to have custom messages. It's not just okay to have an app anymore. Customers expect more. They want that personalized feeling and they want to know that they're getting something just for them. That makes sense, which brings us into our next one. What do they need to know? What do they need to know what's happening with their account? What's important to them? Is it something customized for them based on other behaviors? Is it just data based on them? Make sure you know their needs and you're meeting them. So we've got some really fun examples here. This is a great omni-channel one. This is a digital checklist. On the left, you can see we have it in email showing them what they've done and what they still need to do. And on the right, we have a rich push notification. So this is coming up on their phone with an image of what action needs to be taken and then driving them to take that action in the app. And then finally, some of my favorites. We've got some examples of in-app messaging here. So there's some really cool stuff with data visualization. Are they working towards an accelerator? Have they met it? How many days do they have left? When they do meet it, celebrate it. Tell them when it's going to be on their statement so they don't call you to find out. cull over that call center element and give them the information proactively. And then in the middle here with that graph, you can see we're talking about where they're spending. So as you're shifting accelerators or consumers are choosing different accelerators, as Jackie was talking about earlier, let them know what they're earning, let them know the benefit to them. And then if you do have an offers program, make sure customers know it, especially as we go into the holiday season right now. It's so important that they feel value for the card that they have with you. I'm obviously super excited about the way that personalized marketing is coming through in apps. It's something that we're not seeing a ton of yet in financial services, and I think it's going to really start being something that everybody is going to be doing and customers are really going to be expecting, because it is just such a great experience, as you can see here. So thank you so much for joining us today. Again, Jackie and I come from financial services. We know how hard it is to do what you guys do all the time and get campaigns out the door. We really appreciate the time with us. We're so impressed by what you're doing with your marketing technology and pivoting so quickly. So we hope that you enjoyed your time, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.